COVID-19 pandemic caused unprecedented disruptions across the world, but what role did policy interventions play in increasing or mitigating systemic risks? Let's explore the global effects of these decisions. Today, I'll examine the relationships between systemic risks, financial factors, and COVID-19 related policies, interventions, especially their impact on countries like the UK. We'll look at how traditional financial factors relate to systemic risks, the impact of COVID-19 policies, the economy, and the implications of pandemic fatigue and biopolitical governance. Systemic risks refers to the potential for a breakdown in an entire financial system due to the collapse of one or more institutions or markets. In the context of COVID-19 pandemic, it was crucial to understand how financial factors interacted with global health crises and worsened global economic instability. The analysis reveals that traditional financial factors such as bank-specific variables did not significantly contribute to systemic risks during the COVID-19 crisis. Instead, it was factors like uncertainty, inflation, and interest rates that served as the main channels for systemic risks magnified by the policy interventions around the globe. Policy interventions such as stimulus packages, lockdowns, and interest rate adjustments played a significant role in worsening systemic risks. These interventions heightened economic instability, inflation, and amplifying global economic uncertainty. In many countries, including the UK, these decisions created a disconnection between real economy and financial markets, leading to a greater burden on financial recovery post-pandemic. The UK endured 3 waves of COVID-19 infections, marked by some of the highest age-standardized death rates in Europe. Despite various interventions, these waves severely impacted public health and life expectancy. By January 2022, over 148,000 deaths were reported, significantly lowering life expectancy and deepening inequalities across the population. A key critique of UK policy was the delay of implementing lockdown measures. A delay of just 1 week in March 2020 is estimated to have cost around 20,000 lives. As stricter measures could have been avoided, this delay, along with subsequent hesitations in imposing further restrictions, played a significant role in a higher death toll during the pandemic. The early response to the pandemic was widely criticized. A House of Commons report from September 2021 called the UK's initial policy a major public health failure. The long-term consequences of these delays became evident in the death toll and the long-term economic social impacts. Biopolitics in the context of global health refers to the governance of life itself with a focus on molecular and biological aspects of health. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted how such biopolitical governance shapes public health policies and interventions worldwide. While traditional biopolitics focused on biological aspects of health management, the pandemic revealed the limitations of this approach. Experiential biopolitics introduces a new perspective, emphasizing the lives and experiences of individuals and populations during the pandemic, beyond just infection rates and biological measures. Pandemic fatigue emerged as a significant issue with prolonged emergency measures leading to a generalized sense of exhaustion among populations. This fatigue was a direct result of continuous lockdown restrictions and uncertainty affecting mental health, behavior, and overall societal resilience. Assessing pandemic experience through behavioral insights allows us to understand how risk perception was shaped both biological and experiential variables. The pandemic experience was not just a biological event, but a deeply lived experience where population responses were shaped by perception of risk and their exhaustions from prolonged emergency measures. We've explored how COVID-19 policies influence systemic risks, especially in terms of economic factors like inflation and interest rates, and examined the significant impact of delayed lockdown measures in the UK. As we move forward, it's crucial for policymakers to learn from the pandemic's lessons, considering both the biological and exponential impacts of global crises on populations. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the complex relationship between health, policy, and global economic systems, urging us to think more holistically about the governance of life in a biopolitical context.
Bravo, bravo.